So my husband, my baby, my 2 cats, my dog, and me, we're all abroad right now. We're spending 2 months in France, and I wanted to share my travel capsule jewelry collection. I like to pack pretty minimally, and I like to bring as little as possible, even when traveling for a long time. So I thought sharing my capsule jewelry collection would be a good idea for a video to give you some inspiration. I'm also really excited to be working with Idyl again on this video. I brought some of their pieces organically anyway, so when they reached out, it was perfect timing. So let's get started. Now, anytime that I'm packing a capsule, and specifically if I'm going to be working with fewer things over a long stretch like this 2-month period, I like to think of as many scenarios as possible, and my jewelry I think encompasses a lot of those. Of course, day to day it's very casual, but there are definitely moments where I want jewelry to kind of add a little sparkle and a little pizzazz and kind of elevate my outfits for me. And I really love that, especially when traveling, because you can take very minimal outfits and kind of the same pieces and mix and match them, but you change up your jewelry and your hair and they feel super fresh. So I think the best way to go about this video is in categories, because that's how I tend to think about my jewelry as I'm packing it, much like I do with my clothing. So let's start off with rings first. Now I love signet rings, so I always bring my gold signet, and then I like to bring at least one other one. I've got a couple that I rotate, and for this trip in particular, I let my color palette kind of dictate the rings that I brought. So I have my solid gold signet, but then I also wanted to bring my rosy colored signet. I love that rosy colored stone, and it plays perfectly for this time of the year, especially as you move into the fall. And then because I love to wear a lot of off-white and white, and I like a lot of tan like the sweater that I'm wearing today, I also wanted to bring my mother of pearl signet ring. And I love how this one is a little bit chunkier, it's more of a statement piece, but it still adds that really soft quality because of the mother of pearl. And then in addition to my signet rings, I also wanted to bring something that was a little bit more simple, but also still had kind of a chunky quality. I really love that, especially with minimal outfits. So I brought 2 chunkier rings that I like to stack together, and then one that I like to wear my pointer finger. They have a really beautiful rounded quality to them, and they add a lot of visual interest to a really simple outfit. I reach for them a bunch. So after my rings, I like to move on to earrings, and I like to separate these again into categories. So I want to go over the pearl earrings first. I've really been loving pearl. I love pearl all the time, but especially right now, it feels great. It feels a little bit fresh again because I haven't been wearing them that often. And I also really love the color. I like that kind of off-white hue, and it's very flexible and it works with so many things. And then of course layers really beautifully with all of my diamonds, which we'll get to in just a little bit. And then the other pair of pearl earrings that I brought are a pair of kind of like hoop pearl hybrids. It's really hard to describe, but I love this pair. I wear them all the time. They're starting to fade because they were very inexpensive and they're not solid or real pearls at all. And so the gold is starting to tarnish, so I'm gonna have to track down another pair. But I really love these because they are kind of like a hoop style. The pearl sits a little bit lower, but it's also bigger. So again, gives that kind of like statement effect. And I love these also layered with my diamond studs. That combination is so beautiful. And then of course, I also brought some of my Idyl earrings. And I love Idyl earrings anyway, but especially when I'm traveling because they're interchangeable. So you've got that modular effect. You can choose one base and then change out the effect based on the add-on. And so I've got a couple that I wanted to rotate for this trip. I start always with the basic studs because basic studs are so versatile. They go with everything, and they are such a great way to kind of add just enough sparkle to an outfit. So I've got the small size and then also the medium size, and I kind of rotate between them. And I like to mix and match them because they're really beautiful all worn together or again on their own. And then for the add-ons, I brought these that are a really beautiful circle. They're a really gorgeous classic silhouette, and they drop down just enough. And getting that double circle effect is really gorgeous. It softens the outfit and again keeps it feeling very classic. And then I also brought this pair of add-ons that has like a teardrop effect, and I love that combination of the stud with the teardrop. And the diamond on these in particular is so beautiful. It's got these beautiful prongs that hold it perfectly out so that it kind of sticks out just enough, but then it catches the light so beautifully like all the Idyl diamonds, and it's really sparkly but still understated. I really love this pair. And then for bracelets, I only brought 2. I have this really simple gold bangle. I've had this for many years. I tracked this down on eBay years ago, back when I was living in New York, and I was like first starting out on my style, and I loved it because it was really inexpensive, but it's solid gold, and it has my initials on it, completely by happenstance. I didn't look for that or plan for that at all. And then it has a little anchor, and it's a really beautiful, simple bracelet. I like wearing this when I travel a lot because it doesn't unclasp and it stays really nice and secure. And then I also have two Idyl bracelets that I wear all the time. I don't ever take these off. They're so comfortable, they're really lightweight, but they sparkle so beautifully. And I love them because they're on a really gorgeous chain, but they're also really, really delicate. And they're, again, really secure. That clasp does not come undone. So really great for every day, but especially when I'm traveling. Now let's go over the necklaces that I brought. And I really love necklaces, so I always bring quite a few because I really like to rotate and change them out. And my aesthetic went two ways for this trip. I wanted something that was diamond, and then I wanted something that was more solid gold and a little bit more hefty. So let's start off with the more solid pieces and like the little heftier, less dainty pieces first. So I wanted to bring my classic locket, and I wanted to bring two versions. The first has the mother of pearl locket, and again it goes with that mother of pearl signet, and it complements all of my lighter colors really beautifully, but then really offsets those darker colors as well. So it was really versatile for my capsule for this trip. And then the other locket that I wanted to bring is the solid gold locket. And this one I added two additional charms to. So I added a pearl to it, and then I also added a little coffee bean that my grandpa gave me from Colombia, and it has a little emerald in it. And I like how it's got that pop of green to it. And the three of them together makes it feel a little bit more fresh, but it's, again, still really classic. And it layers really beautifully, and it's really easy to mix and match. And then the last three necklaces that I brought are all from Idyl. And the first one is that really beautiful kind of rectangular silhouette, and it's got that beautiful outline of the diamonds on it, and the middle diamond on this one is so gorgeous. And I love this because it's classic but still really current, and this is enough of a statement to wear on its own because it's quite big actually, the diamond, and it also layers really beautifully with other things. So by itself is great, but also mixed and matched with my other necklaces. And then I also brought a really simple circular design for a diamond necklace, but this one again has that halo around it, and again this one layers really beautifully. And then the last one is the newest one that I have in my collection. It was gifted for the purpose of this video, and it's so beautiful. It's more of a choker style, and it's been on my wish list forever because it catches the light so beautifully, but it's really, really delicate. For how small and delicate and dainty this necklace is, it has so much sparkle. And that's one thing that I love about Idyl pieces in general. They're incredibly sparkly. And so this is beautiful because you can wear it pretty high up on the smallest length, and it feels very much like a choker. But then if you wear it longer on like the last two lengths, it drips a little bit lower and it layers really beautifully. So I think this looks so beautiful layered with my other Idyl necklaces, and it gives just enough visual interest and again that sparkle. So that is my entire travel jewelry capsule collection. I hope that this type of video is helpful for you because I really love to plan out everything that I'm going to bring when I travel, obviously, but especially when it comes to jewelry, I like to be really intentional, try to bring as few pieces as possible, but that really mix and match beautifully. So hopefully this can give you some inspiration. And I'm going to link everything down below in the description box. I'm going to also call out all of the Idyl pieces with direct links and the names in case any of them caught your eye. Thank you again to Idyl for sponsoring today's video. Thank you, of course, for watching it, and I'll see you in my next one. Have a great day.